Hello and welcome to JP5Takes. And here I'll be talking about, the 5 things I took away from last week or just thoughts I've had about the NFL. The 5 things I'll be talking about is Jason Garret, can he keep his job if they make the playoffs? Who wins the game, Steelers or Bills? And because that's got, big, that could change the playoff picture pretty big on who wins or lose that one. And the next question is a very similar one. Who wins the Tennessee Titans or Houston Texans game? The number 4 is Patriots. Are they overrated? And number 5 is Trubisky, the man in Chicago. So let's get started with the Jason Garret question. I think if they make the Super Bowl, and that's making the Super Bowl, maybe the NFC Championship, he'll keep his job, Jason Garret. But I think that's the only way. Even making the playoffs and winning a game, I think is not enough. I think the writing's on the wall with him. I think you see Jason Garret, Jerry Jones, just more and more look like, he wants to move on from him. He didn't sign him in the offseason. He just really, honestly, every time they keep losing, he keeps just saying about, the coaching. One thing is Jerry Jones is never going to blame himself, and he thinks he's made a good roster here, a good Super Bowl team, and he has a point. That's a really good roster. But, he keeps acting like it's the coaching problem, and he's saying that. And to me, once you're saying stuff like this, it's hard to go back from it. And I think he undermined Jason Garret too many times. I think Jason Garret, this is his last year of coaching, and maybe rightfully so, because, see, I have mixed emotions on this one, because, Jason Garret, he has the nickname Coach Clap, and all he does is on sidelines claps. Good play, bad play, doesn't matter. He's just, clapping. And so, for a while, I'm like, yeah, he's a bad coach. He doesn't do anything. And, I still think the Cowboys need to get better at some things like adjustments. Like, you see games, especially the last few, they come out hot and they score on the opening drive, or the first half look good. But then after that, they stop. And I think it's lack of adjustments and stuff. They just kind of fall apart until it's garbage time. But the reason I do kind of slightly feel sorry for Jason Garret, though, is when you have an owner like Jerry Jones, he's really the one who's calling the shots. He's really the boss in that situation. Jason Garret has to run everything through Jerry Jones. And to me, that is not a successful way to coach. You're not going to be able to coach a team successfully with that situation. And, no good coach is going to go to Dallas in a situation like that. Every good coach you see, Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, coaches like that, they are not going to allow that. So I'm like, Jason Garret is kind of handcuffed. He's not set up for success. And sadly, I think whoever they get rid of, whoever they replace Jason Garret with, is not going to be very successful either, unless Jerry Jones learns to step down and let the coach coach. I think there's rumors out there for Urban Meyer for that Dallas to get, and I think Urban Meyer could easily turn this team and make them a Super Bowl team, which, I don't know if that's a good thing, because, my in-laws are a bunch of Eagle fans, so I try to root for the Eagles, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but I think Urban Meyer could really turn the Cowboys around. But the problem is, Urban Meyer is not going to let Jerry Jones, push him around like Jason Garret does. Urban Meyer is not going to be a yes man kind of coach. So I think Jerry Jones has got to have to step back if he wants a good coach. If you keep bringing these coaches that's yes man, you don't have the same success that you have now, which is not much at all. So yeah, do I think this is last year? Yes, but again, if Cowboys want anything to change, Jerry Jones got to learn to step back and let the coach. All right, so number 2 is the Pittsburgh Steelers and Buffalo Bills. So the Steelers are home, which makes a big difference here, because when I first saw it, I'm like, okay, Buffalo Bills are going to win this one. But when I saw Steelers at home, I'm like, that's going to help the Steelers a little bit. But I looked it up. One thing's for sure, this is going to be a big defensive game here. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, because neither offense is really good. Buffalo's a little bit better than Pittsburgh. But the thing is, both defenses are really good. Let's see. The defense is second from Bills when it comes to scoring defense. And to me, that's the most important thing, scoring defense. Because there's some defenses, like the team I root for, the Titans, who has a bend but don't break mentality. So you could get, 3, 4 first downs, but they kind of don't break when they don't need, when you get close to the red zone or close to field goal range, and then, you're not able to get points. So yards, they get a lot of yards against Titans defense, but we don't allow anything. So sometimes I think that's the most important thing is points. That if you don't score points, you lose. So anyway, so yeah, Buffalo Bills are number 2 in scoring defense, and Steelers are 6th. So again, two good defenses, 2 top 10 defenses here. I think I'm gonna slightly give the Bills the edge here, even though the Pittsburgh go home. And to me, this is going to be such a low-scoring game and such a good defensive game that things could change. Like, I'm picking the Bills here, but all it takes is, one fumble in an early drive, and, just say Bills fumble, Steelers will cover it on 20-yard line, and they kick a field goal. That could be huge. Even if they go 3 and out, kick a field goal, that could be the difference between win and lose. So this is going to be such a tight game that all it takes, Josh Allen's going to throw a pick or something that, that could swing it the other way. But anyway, so I don't, I'm taking the Bills, not very confidently, but I'm taking the Bills. But I just think the Bills' offense is a little bit better than the Steelers. The Steelers do get Connell and Juju back, or at least they'll practice them this week. So they get those 2 back, that'd be huge, but you don't know how big of a role they're going to get. And I think Duck Hodges has been good as a game manager. He hasn't been tearing up, but he's been with that defense that he doesn't have to. He's been managing them. But this Bills defense is really good. This Bills defense is the best defense he can play against. And to be honest, I think he's going to not be able to manage the game as well as he's been doing against lesser teams. He's going to turn it over just a few too many times, and that Steelers defense won't be able to bail him out enough. And I know it's in Pittsburgh, so I usually like going to home teams, but this one I'm going to give the Bills the edge. I've been riding high on the Bills. I'm going to stay riding high on the Bills. It's a huge game, again, for both teams, and especially for Pittsburgh Steelers, because you got the Titans right behind them trying to get in that 6th spot or in the division lead. So it's a big game, but I think the Bills are going to slightly win that one. I like the coach. I like the Buffalo's coach, and I like the atmosphere they have in Buffalo. I think they're going to win, even though I guess, I might talk about this later in another video, but I'm going to say this. My coach of the year candidate, though, is Mike Tomlin. I think what Mike Tomlin's done with this team has been, amazing, because, they have so many injuries in key positions, and to be able to be 8-5 and right now in the playoff picture is huge and amazing. So, I like that. I like Mike Tomlin as a coach, and a lot of people have doubted him in the sense saying that, he was riding off from Bill Cowher's success. But we'll look at him now. This team's got not much talent at all, especially offensively, and they're still 8-5. So I give Tomlin a lot of credit for that. So number 3, the Titans versus the Houston Texans. That's going to be a big game. I'm a Titan fan, so I'm very nervous about that because I was looking at numbers. A lot of stuff screams Titans win this game. But there's one big thing. One is that I never count the Texans out when they get to Deshaun Watson. I think he's a great quarterback. That's one. And 2, when a team gets embarrassed like they did, a lot of times the week after that is that you don't want to face that team. That's the Houston Texans. They got embarrassed by Denver Broncos. Did not see that happening, especially after beating the Patriots the week before that. So I did not see that happening, but so I think that the Texans are going to come out really hard and dangerous next week. So, but it is in Nashville, and that's huge to me. That's the Titans' home record is a lot better than when we're on the road. So we are home. Let's see, our offense is ranked 10, and the Texans is ranked 11. So really, offense is not one big difference, and I'm actually a little surprised when I looked that up because I knew our offense has been much, much better than Tannehill, but I am a little surprised to see our offense a little bit better, not by much, but a little bit better than the Texans with Deshaun Watson. To me, the biggest difference in this game is Titans defense is 10th, and nope, actually, is that true? Yep, actually it is. Oh, Titans offense and defense is 10. I just figured that out. Wow, that's crazy. We're top 10 in both. Barely, but we are. Anyway, so we're ranked, our defense is 10th, and the Texans is 20. And that's a big difference here. Now, the X factor in this game is 2 injuries. One for Texans, one for Titans. It's the Derrick Henry and Will Fuller. I guess this is with any defense, but we can stop the Texans' offense much better when they're just DeAndre Hopkins out there. And yes, he's good. But when you have every time Will Fuller's out there and Hopkins, the Texans destroy us every single time. It is hard to stop both those. So I think if Fuller's on the sidelines, that helps us even more to win this one. If he's out there, that's going to be very difficult. And then with us as Derrick Henry, I think that's huge. He's been the hardest running back in the league. He's been a monster. I mean, just breaking through 3 or 4 tackles every single play. I mean, he's been amazing. And I think the Texans defense, who's not that good to begin with, which is crazy. That defense, I looked at the numbers. They're like 20 all across the board, in pass defense, run defense. They're just not good. So Derrick Henry probably could run wild with Tannehill doing those play actions and stuff. But if Derrick Henry cannot play as much as he normally does, or he doesn't play at all, that gives you guys the Houston Texans a huge advantage because our backup running back is Dion Lewis, who's not very good. I don't know why we have him. He's way too small to be running between the tackles. When you see him on the field, you're passing the ball. And when you do run, he's not going to make much at all. He's useless. I do not like him. I do not know why he's on our team. And I think that's a huge, huge, huge difference. Like, if Derrick Henry cannot play at all, my pick would go instantly to the Texans. It would. But at least right now, the reports say Derrick Henry is playing. So I'm staying with the Titans here. But the thing is, and I know it's huge because, yes, Ryan Tannehill's playing. And you say, well, if Derrick Henry's not playing, maybe Ryan Tannehill can win. And I'm not taking nothing away from Tannehill because since he's been in the league, he's got the highest quarterback rating. I mean, he's been on fire. I'm not taking anything away from him. But you should see on some of these big plays what happens. So that goes big time into the stat sheets. Man, you just do a play action, and Derrick Henry's been so dominant, and we run him so much. Everyone crashes the line. The linebackers and even safeties jump up. And Tannehill has wide open A.J. Brown or wide open Corey Davis or John U. Smith. Someone's made wide open throwing. That's a big game right there because Derrick Henry is that good and garners that much attention from the defenses that I'm like, if you take that out, we have Dion Lewis, no one's going to be biting on a play action. A 4-man rush can stop Dion Lewis because all it takes is even if you're getting blocked, if he's running between the tackles, you just put your arm out and with one hand you can bring him down. So yeah, that's huge. That's going to hold our passing game and run blocking. Not run blocking, run attack. So I think Dion Lewis is not even that good at pass protector too. So really, he's about useless. And I think that's a huge. I'm gonna say Titans win. With Derrick Henry. Without him, I say Houston Texans. But again, I'm going by what the reports say that says he's probably going to play. So I'm going to say Derrick Henry and the Titans win, which is huge for us because that would put Titans on top of the division. And it depends on what happens with the Steelers. But Houston Texans could be knocked out of the playoff picture unless the Steelers lose, and then they'll both be 8-6, and I'm not sure who would get in. I need to look that up. But then I'm not sure who gets in. But anyway, so these are two huge AFC games, and being always looking at the AFC side because I'm a Titans fan, I'm like, I want to talk about both those games because Steelers, Bills, Titans, Texans, both of them has huge implications on what happens in the playoffs, and I'm keeping an eye on those two games because again, they could have a big difference on what the playoff picture will look like at the end of the season. So anyway, Patriots, are they overrated? I know a lot of people don't disagree with me with this because when I was running by my friend at work about some of my topics, I think he basically laughed at me. So anyway, the Patriots defense, number one, and rightfully so, and everyone talking about elite and one of the greatest defense to ever play. And I don't believe that. I really don't. I think the defense is good. Patriots defense is good. But, they've only played 3 good offenses. Only 3. And they lost all 3 games, and they allowed 37 to the Ravens, 28 to the Texans, and 23 to the Chiefs. And 23 to the Chiefs against Mahomes is not bad, but Mahomes and that offense hasn't been quite as explosive as it was last year. But still, these are the quarterbacks that they shut down and they looked amazing against. So you tell me if any of these guys sound great. Fitzpatrick, Luke Falk, who's not even in the league anymore, Josh Allen, and he started off rough. Like I think Josh Allen's a decent quarterback, but he started off slow, and when they played him is when he was playing slow. Colt McCoy, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold, and then Baker Mayfield, which last year that would be tough to play against him, but this year not so much. None of those quarterbacks are good. All of those quarterbacks. Well, some of them are backups. Some of them are out of the league. Some of them are a rookie who's not that impressive anyway. And some of these are like, okay, we don't even know they're the guy right now. That's the quarterbacks that they feasted on, and everyone's saying they're elite. So I'm like, the three offenses they played that's good. They got one, they lost the game, and two, they didn't look that good against. And I'm like, I think the Patriots are a good defense and slash a good team that's looking better than they are because they're playing against a really, really soft schedule. And you know who they play next? They play. They have 3 games left, and I don't remember the order. I was trying to think of the order, but they play the Jets. Sam Darnold, they're going to look great against that. They play the Dolphins, Fitzpatrick, they're going to look good against that. And they play the Bills. Now, that one I'm a little more interested in. I mean, I think Josh Allen's decent, but I think the Patriots defense is going to keep that low. So but anyway, like, they don't play against good offenses. So once they do that and shut them out, then come talk to me. But for now, I'm not seeing, them shutting down anyone that's good. Anyone that they're going to see in the playoffs, except for Josh Allen. And that offense, let's just face it, I was waiting for that offense to get going. It's not going to get going. There's only 3 weeks left. Tom Brady is being rushed, and he's being moved out of the pocket way more than he ever has. Tom Brady doesn't want to get hit. You can tell that. Tom Brady is not completing at all the same passes that he has in his career. He's only completed 60 this year, which, isn't terrible, I guess. But for Tom Brady standouts, it's pretty bad. His quarterback rating is like 88 or 89, which in today's NFL, that's really bad. I mean, there's nothing that says this offense elite. They cannot run the ball, and I don't know what happened to Sony Michel. I don't know if he's in the doghouse or what, but he's not really being used at all. But that running attack is awful, which Patriots is always, underrated in that sense, because everyone talks about Tom Brady, but they can always run the ball. They can't run the ball this year. So let's get this, they're going in the playoffs where you need to run the ball. They can't do that. Now, they can play defense, but when they go in the playoffs, who are they going to face? Probably people like Houston Texans, who they got beat by pretty bad. Play the Baltimore Ravens, who they got beat by pretty bad. They're going to be playing against good offenses that I think can actually have more success against this defense than people think they can. And 2, I think, when you can't run the ball and it's cold out there, you're going to have Tom Brady at 42, who's looking a little shaky. You want him to put up these points? I don't see it. Like, I'll say this right now, Tennessee Titans, if you make the playoffs, I would much rather play the Patriots than a lot of teams in the playoffs. A lot. I'm not scared of the Patriots at all. Like, I really think Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill can make more plays, and again, I know a lot of people will laugh at me, than Tom Brady and that running attack can. I really do. And I think our defense, who's pretty good at getting picks, they'll pick Tom Brady off because he's been throwing a decent bit this year. And I think our offense can just ground and pound with Derrick Henry, and I think we can win. Not saying we will, but I would rather take them than the Chiefs. I would rather take the Patriots than the Chiefs, even though we have beaten the Chiefs. The Titans have. I feel like we got some lucky plays on them to beat them, but also I'm not scared of the Patriots whatsoever. And you can tell that Josh McDaniel knows that the offense is not that good. He's been using more and more trick plays, which shows they know that they just cannot line up and beat somebody. They have to score touchdowns by doing trick plays and everything. And that, to me, right there is a sign that Josh McDaniel doesn't trust his offense. So, I know it sounds disrespectful. Everyone loves the Patriots, and rightfully so, but it's because of everything they've done in previous years and going to Super Bowls. But I think it's time to say it. The Patriots, especially that offense, it's gone. It's not going to be great this year. We was all waiting for it to turn great, but it's not going to, okay? The season's almost over. So, yeah, is the Patriots a little overrated? I say so. Don't get me wrong. 1, they're a playoff team, and 2, they're good. But I think they're a good team that feasted on bad teams that made them look great, made them look elite. That is my input on the game. On the team, I mean. So, last but not least is Trubisky, the man of Chicago. Let's see. So, his quarterback rating for his first, I was going to say 3 years, but mostly this year's over. He has 3 more games. But right now, it's 77 his rookie year. Not good. Second year, 95. I'll take that. That's good. And then 86. That's not too good on your third year. This season, we're talking about this season, he has 3 games with 70 quarterback rating, like between 70 to 79. He has 4 games with 60 quarterback rating. That's not good at all. And then he has 3 games that's 100. Trubisky has played better in the last few games, the last 2 games specifically. He's looked better. And to me, though, he's looked better because, and Matt Nagy said this himself, they're making him move more. They're making him move out of the pocket, throwing. He's mobile. He's got good legs. I think that's the secret to the success. I feel confident saying this in his third year. He's not a pocket quarterback, and he won't be. And I think the Bears are noticing that. I don't know what took him so long, and I think they're getting back to it. When you have him moving, he's a much better quarterback. So, what I think if I was Chicago, what I would do is finish this year up, trying to coach that offense in a Trubisky style offense, and then next year, let's give him one more year, his fourth year. Let's give him that offense, that RPO offense. Let's give him an offense where he's moving out of the pocket. He's playing to his strengths, not to his weaknesses. Let's give him one more year like that. Let's see if his numbers climb. Let's see if he starts winning more games. Let's see if he starts playing better. Let's see if he carries his weight on the Chicago team. If so, it's exciting. As long as we can keep building this team the way that he plays. If not, then I think it's time to move on. I think a lot of people want to move on from Trubisky, but when you trade up and get a pick like this and get Trubisky, you don't want to lose faith in it too fast. So I say just give him a fourth year. But the problem is, again, he is a certain kind of quarterback. He is not a drop back, 3-step, throw the ball, at least not on a consistent basis. That's not who Trubisky is, and I think I feel confident saying that. And I think, and again, I don't know what made him stray away from this because I've seen games before this year, where they was coaching him to move out of the pocket and throw it and RPOs and running. And I've seen them doing that, but they got away from that this year. And even Matt Nagy, I think after the Cowboys game, he said, Trubisky's at his best when he's moving. And so I'm hoping for Chicago that's a good sign, that Matt Nagy's saying, okay, I know how I need to start coaching this guy. I don't know what took him so long. But I think, I think they will. If you coach him that way, he can be successful. I really do. And again, I know a lot of people want to throw the towel on him. I said, let's give him one more season. One more season, we coach him the right way, at least the right way for Trubisky, and see what he can do. I think he could be successful with the right offense. I don't think Trubisky is one of those guys. So some quarterbacks, I feel like you could throw him in almost any offense, and he'll be good. Trubisky is not that guy. I think Trubisky is somebody that needs to have a certain offense around him to be successful. If you have that offense, I think it can be good. It's up to the coordinator / head coach if they want to put that offense in place for Trubisky. But if they do, I think he'd be If you do, I think he could be successful and be a good quarterback. So we'll see what they do. I don't think they're going to move on. I don't get that feeling with the Bears. I know a lot of fans and people that watch the NFL thinks they should move on from Trubisky. I don't know. I think we should be a little more patient with him. Again, when he's playing to his strengths, I see games like the last 2 games he played. I'm like, he looks really good. He looks really, really good. And again, I think just even if you don't do it every play, you get him moving just enough. And it kind of makes the defense have to step up because, you don't know if he's going to run. And then if they don't step up, he is running for first down stuff. And I think when he does that, he plays much more loose and he plays much better. That's my input on Trubisky. Anyway, so that was my 5 takes from last week. So if you please like the video. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. If you agree or disagree with anything I say, please comment below. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. And until next time, I'll see you. I am JP and JP5Takes.